Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today is going to be part one of my daughter's bedroom transformation. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the DIY custom built-in that I built in my daughter's bedroom. We did a bench seat that goes up underneath the window, 2 bookcases, and a desk, and it turned out so good. This is going to be the DIY portion, all of the build, and then part 2 is going to be painting and styling, and you don't want to miss that video, so don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Today, one thing I really want to try is to turn the bed and put it here, just to kind of get a visual of what it would look like if the bed was right here instead of like this in front of the window. I had a few of you recommend trying to get the bed out from underneath the window. Unfortunately, this would be the only spot to be able to do that because on that wall, the bed would stick out too far, and then there's the closet door and the bedroom door, so there's nowhere to put a nightstand. So that wouldn't work. This is our only option, so we're going to try it.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear. I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me.
I wanted to take a quick moment and thank LOL for sponsoring today's video. If you are in the market for a new mattress, look no further, LOL has you covered. LOL offers customers a premium sleeping solution at a fraction of the cost of traditional mattresses, and they provide a world-class customer experience that is hassle and stress-free. All you simply do is get online, pick out the mattress that works best for you and your needs, and the mattress arrives at your door in just 1 to 4 days. So that is crazy fast. That way you don't have to worry about having to go tote it around. It comes in a box that's about the size of a mini fridge, and it's really easy to maneuver. I just laid it out over the top of the box spring, and I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and start cutting away the plastic. And of course, the whole bed starts to expand, which is honestly the funnest part. I accidentally had my mattress upside down when I cut away the plastic, so while it was still expanding, I went ahead and flipped it over. It's a lot easier to maneuver before it opens completely, which is another reason why I love how compressed that the beds come. It's easy to do if you're someone who doesn't have anyone to help you out. As you can see, I was able to get this bed in place by myself, which I would definitely recommend having, a second set of hands, but sometimes we just don't have that help, so it's nice to be able to, do this on your own and have a mattress delivered right to your door and not have to worry about the hassle of getting help. It's just so nice. So while it was expanding, I went ahead and flipped it around, and then I'm going to pull the plastic off so that way it can fully expand to its full potential, which is still just absolutely crazy to me that a mattress that is this thick, 13 inches, 6 layers, fit into that box. It still is just insane to me, but it just takes about 3 days for it to fully expand to its full potential, and then you're ready for an amazing night's sleep. LOL has a 365-night stress-free trial, free shipping, easy returns, and a lifetime warranty. LOL offers luxury mattresses that you can actually afford, so I really love that. I think finding a great quality mattress is so important, but sometimes they can get really, really expensive. So with LOL, you're going to be able to find, like I said, that luxury mattress at an affordable price. We decided to go with the Luxe Hybrid. This one has enhanced cooling, superior support, 6 layers, and we really like that. We wanted a mattress that was the perfect combination of firmness and softness, so that way we know that our daughter's going to get a great night's rest. I will have LOL linked down below, and using that link, you will get up to $800 off a LOL mattress, so don't forget to check out that deal. And take advantage of it while you can. These mattresses are awesome quality, you can't beat the price, and the fact that they are delivered right to your door hassle-free. So, I definitely stand behind LOL. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, and once again, thank you to LOL for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so after getting the bed switched around, I am probably going to move the bed back to the other wall again. It doesn't look horrible. It just kind of creates an awkward entrance when you walk in the door, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, moving on, I'm going to go ahead and start taping on the wall, kind of like an idea of what I'm going to be building. This was really good to kind of put a visual on the wall so I could get a measurement and put it on paper, so then I could go to Lowe's and get all the material I needed. Also, what was really fun was having my daughter here to kind of help me with the vision. She was like, I think you should do this and I want this, and it was really fun. So we definitely enjoyed working on this project together. Alright, so that was right there, but it would actually be down here. Don't mind my crooked tape. I'm not trying to be precise, I'm just trying to get an idea.
Yeah.
Alright, so you'd have your bench.
Okay.
And then here.
It. And that would be my desk right there, right?
Yeah.
To like plug in all my things. Like I could plug in like my lamp. I could have a lamp on there.
Pretend you're writing.
Huh?
Pretend you're writing on something. Here. Let's see your desk.
Okay, that's perfect.
Put your arms up. Perfect. Okay, that will work.
Okay. That would be perfect.
Okay, and then what if we did like a pretty,
Can we do like an arch?
what if we did that mirror that I got from that store? That pretty, like, arched mirror here. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I would love that.
I don't know if I like all the shenanigans that's happening. Oh, it's so cute. The attitude. Oh, the attitude. What? Alright, so here I have like a little bit of a plan. I put these just to kind of get an idea for height, because I like how tall these are and I like how wide they are, and that's how I want the bench seat to be. And so I came up with some measurements here. The bench is going to be 5 foot long. It's going to be 22 inches tall. And the width, so this part, is going to be 16 inches. And then the desk is going to be 36 inches wide. Well, not wide. It's going to be 16 inches wide. 36 inches long. And then height is going to be 30 inches. So it's going to be pretty much like you see here. And I'm actually going to start here and work my way this way. I think it's going to be the smartest way to do it. Start on one side and just kind of gradually go that way. So we're going to work on the desk first. That's the plan today. So we're going to go grab a couple of materials and get started. By the way, I am just going to take a quick photo of this to have with me at Lowe's. That way I don't have to carry that paper around with me and worry about losing it. I can just always refer back to my phone. But yeah, we're gonna run, grab just a couple things, and see what we can come up with here.
Say you love me, say you don't.
Got
Just give me
two
something so I can move on. Pull me closer or push me away. Let me know
pouring.
if
Look at the wind
we'll
blowing
be
all the
okay.
gosh.
'Cause
Alright, so I just got all my wood unloaded. I am gonna start measuring out and cutting these to size and work on building the little desk. So what I did was I went ahead and got my saw laid out over here on this old table. I actually like this because it's great for having a big workspace. I love it. I'll help you, baby. Hold on one second. You struggling?
Yes.
You can't get it out? You got it? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, honey, your bike's in the way. Can I help you? Can you let me help real quick? Yes. Okay, watch out. There you go. I'm full of sawdust. Uh-oh.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start opening up the wood that I'm going to be using to build the desk. I'm starting with the desk build first, just so that way I can start on one side of the wall and work my way down up underneath the window. So my first cut is going to be 30 inches. the boards I'm using are unfinished spruce pine project panel boards. I'll have these linked down below. They're great for building. I love these. They're most of the time the boards are super straight and they're easy to work with. You could totally buy a big sheet of plywood and have it cut down or cut it yourself using a table saw, but I don't have a table saw, and our Lowe's in particular has a shortage of employees. There's never anybody in the lumber department, so having them cut wood is always a hassle. So I prefer just to buy these and use these to build with instead. So, like I said, I'm going to be making the desk first. The first 2 cuts I'm making are 30 inches. This is going to be for the actual desk, like the sides of the desk, the height. And then the width is actually 36 inches. So it's a pretty wide desk, and it's 30 inches tall. So this board that I'm cutting, as you can see, my saw doesn't cut all the way through it, so I just flip it over and cut the other side. I use this exact saw. This is a sliding miter saw. It's a Craftsman. I love it. I did this exact kind of project in my living room when I did the built-ins on either side of our fireplace. If you want to check out those videos, I will have it linked below. I feel like I went into a little bit more depth on how to build a cabinet in that video, so I would love for you guys to check it out. Like I said, I'll have it linked down below.
Okay, so unfortunately, I had to run to Lowe's because my kreg jig bit was missing. So I had to get a new one. And then I also grabbed myself a quick grip, like a little clamp here. I'm really excited about adulting. I like getting stuff like this for like my projects. So
She goes crazy at this door.
Ah! How dare you? I do not. Let's see 'em. Okay, so I accidentally already messed up and I wanted to share with you just to hopefully save you from this. So the screws that I have for my kreg jig are these, and these are the best ones because you have like a long bit and they work really, really good. But I originally drilled out a 1/2 inch kreg jig hole and I needed it to be at 3/4 instead. So obviously, if you go up to 1.5, the hole will be, you know, deeper and you can use longer screws. So this is the one I'm actually going to be using.
Never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love. A few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love in every glass I'm drinking,
so we're working on cutting down all of the 2x4s to 5 foot. I need 4 of them at 5 foot, and then I'm going to cut out like the box for the frame. So I'm pretty much making a seat box.
Alright, so at this point I'm building the bench seat. So I needed to create a box in order to put all this together. So I cut down my 2x4s to 5 foot, and then I had to cut more 2x4s for the width to attach, to create the box. And I ended up cutting those to 13 inches because I wanted to account for the trim work that's going to go on the outside. So I ended up doing shiplap on the front, and it was like 1/4 of an inch wide. So I decided to go with 13 inches for the 2x4s that are going to go here in the center, and then by the time I add like the trim work and everything, it would create the 16 inches wide that I needed. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm not a perfect builder by any means. I'm a wing it and go with the flow type of person. So I just did the best I could. Like I said, I cut the 2x4s down to 13 inches, and we started to attach everything together.
Stay here, no, ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret. Cause I wanna drive through the summer night, and when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We'll never need a plan.
Being a great helper, what you mean? You just need some credit, baby.
Well, you should take all the credit. You're good.
That will go like that, so. We already wrote it down where we're going to cut it at, so.
You'll go ahead and cut it?
Yes. That will be like that.
Are you going to put like drawers right there to like store toys? Because I remember you said that. Gonna put a drawer right there.
Put some hinges on it right there.
Hinges.
So we can open and close it.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I hope it's tall enough. I don't know if I did it tall enough.
Yep.
Alright, so we're adding some 2x4s under here, just double stacked to give it more height, because I messed up on measurements. What's new?
We measured it all out right, but then when we went to tape measure it to figure out if it was tall enough, it was not.
A little too short.
It was at 16 and we needed to get it to 22. So we added some boards. 2x4s. And it made it to 19, and when we put the cushions and stuff on it, it's going to be about the right height. So hopefully we can pull it off. We did it, and it looks amazing.
Now we just gotta have
a bunch of pillows and something on it. I say, it took a long time, but we made progress.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add some shiplap to the front of our little box that we created here for the bench. I decided to go with the MDF shiplap boards just because these were really affordable, and this was like the easiest, fastest way to close in this box, and it looks so good. I'm so excited. This is the first time I've ever used these shiplap boards that are already like, they have the grooves and everything. They're super fancy. I felt like really cool using these because every time I've done shiplap, I've always done like the DIY shiplap from cutting down plywood, but this was so nice, and this gave such a professional look. And as you can see, the top board was a little too wide, so I just took a pen and marked where I needed to cut it outside. And I actually used a skill saw to cut this down, and I did the same thing for the side. Now, as far as the shiplap on the other side, I didn't do that until a couple days later. Originally, I was actually just going to not do the shiplap on the side because I was going to have the bookcase covering it anyway, but then I decided I already had the boards left over, so I did add that. But before doing that, I went ahead and took the other project panel that I purchased. I cut it down to use as the bench seat, added a really long hinge I also purchased at Lowe's, and this worked out perfect. It does not have like a soft close or anything like that. It will slam shut, so it's something you have to be careful with. But this bench will hold like things that we don't access often, like extra blankets or pillows. So it's kind of like a hidden storage situation. And then I went ahead and started working on figuring out the size of the bookcases for the other side. But I ended up skipping a day because it was late. I had already worked on it long enough, and I decided to do this bookshelf on this side first before moving to the other side. Now, I made a few errors, but you know, sometimes they're happy accidents. So this was actually a mess up, but it ended up being a cool design in the end, so I'm happy I just rolled with it instead of rebuilding it. So the desk I originally built was a little too wide, and I wanted the built-in above the desk to not go right up to the window because I eventually want to add window trim, and I didn't want it to like box in the window. I wanted there to be like a little space, you know, on each side. So I ended up having to have like a little ledge on the desk. So here I'm going to attach the first panel board that's going to go all the way from the top of the desk to the ceiling. And the second panel that I'm going to add is actually going to leave like a little shelf right next to the bench. But it works out because if my daughter's ever sitting on the bench and she wants to have a drink or maybe even set up her like little tablet or something, she'll have a little edge to be able to do that. This was not part of the plan, but it just happened to be the plan in the end. So whenever I go to put this part at the top, you'll see what I'm talking about, how the actual bookshelf above the desk is not as wide as the desk, which it leaves that little kind of like little nook shelf area. Like I said, I actually love the way it turned out in the end. Although it wasn't like part of the plan, sometimes you just got to roll with it and just kind of, you know, make it work. And that's exactly what I did. So I went ahead and I got the top of the bookshelf attached at the very top, and don't even ask why I'm standing on the chair when there's a perfectly good ladder right next to me. Why do I do the things that I do? I can't even reach. I'm like struggling, and I literally had a ladder right there. I don't know. Guys, I was tired. This was like first thing in the morning, and I was like, I gotta get busy. I want to get this part built. So I attached everything once again using those Kreg jig screws. These are 1-inch Kreg jig screws. That's what I'm attaching everything with. And of course I'm using my level to make sure everything is perfect, because I wanted to obviously not have anything all crooked. So this took a little bit of time. Just patience is key when you're, you know, putting stuff together like this. But I just took my time and really tried my absolute best to make it as pretty and perfect as possible. So at this point I have the bookshelf attached. I'm going to go ahead and start adding the shelves. The shelves, of course, not only give, you know, make it look like a bookcase, but they also make it very, very sturdy. And one part that I didn't mention, but I did do, was attach the bookshelf to the wall. So the accent wall that's right there where the ladder is sitting, that whole bookcase is attached to that wall into studs, so that way it is not going anywhere. Now, I also wanted to point out, I didn't actually attach it to the studs on that wall until after I got the shelves in place. The reason for that was because two of these boards were actually a tiny bit bowed, the long ones for the actual bookcase. So whenever I add the shelves, it kind of like pulls everything together and makes it level again. And then I attached it to the studs, so everything was nice and straight. So I think it just depends on what you're building and what kind of wood you're working with, but that's just how I did it. Also, I wanted to point out that the bottom shelf where the lamp is sitting, I left that purposely wide because I actually have a mirror that's going to go in there. And then I, of course, wanted her to be able to have a lamp. And then as she grows, you know, she can fit whatever she wants, or we can always add more shelves later. But that's just how I chose to do it. And then I got my order in. I ordered a little bench cushion from Amazon. This was honestly a little pricey. I'm probably going to return it because it wasn't as thick as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as long as it was supposed to be either. So it's supposed to be 60 inches in length, but it was not. So it didn't fully reach the full bench, but that's okay. Once you add pillows and stuff, it's not that big of a deal. However, the color and the quality of the actual cushion is pretty good. It's really firm and very soft. So who knows? I might keep it. We might return it. I don't know. We'll see. But now I'm moving on to the bookcase on the other side. And this had to be cut down just a hair. Our ceilings are not quite 8 foot, and these are 8-foot boards, so I had to cut about 1.5 inches off the top in order for them to fit floor to ceiling. So here I was just measuring out to see how wide I wanted my bookshelf to be, and it ended up working out perfect because I ended up making the shelves 2 foot, which gave me plenty of shelves from this 8-foot board. So I was able to cut each of them down to 2 foot and get lots of shelves. So it worked out great, and I just worked on cutting this down and then adding a lot of pocket holes because that's how I attached my shelves to the bookshelf. Now, I was really silly and I decided to put all of it together before setting it up, which was such a big mistake. Don't make the same mistake. It was so silly. So by the way, my dad actually came into town to visit as well, and he was sleeping on the couch the whole time I was doing all this super early in the morning. So I was trying to be like really quiet, and I built the entire bookshelf and tried to like stand it up to put it up against the wall, and guess what? It did not work because it was too tall. So then I had to take the whole thing apart and start over. I was so mad at myself, but I eventually got it all done, and now you can really start to see the vision come together. Do y'all see that little shelf I was talking about, the accident that I made with the little plant sitting there? It all ended up looking really cute though. And then the next day, I came in and added some beautiful trim work to the top. You can't really see the detail from a distance, but once I get it all painted, I will definitely show an up-close look. It is so cute. It has like this really pretty like vine detail on the trim. And that's what I decided to use as like the crown molding at the top, just to give it like that really pretty character. So I'm attaching this, and that is pretty much it for today's video. You'll have to stay tuned to see it all painted and all of it come together in the end. By the way, I still have to add either cabinet doors to the one bookshelf at the bottom, the one that I'm working on right here, or I'm going to add drawers. And I've never built a drawer before, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm still debating on what I want to do, but so far this is what she's looking like. We have a lot of work to do still, but it is going to be absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, and hopefully I can get that up really soon.